Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna talk about the legalities of it all because I know you beginner Amazon sellers get super stressed out about the whole LLC thing, the trademark of it all. We're gonna get into it and I'm gonna tell you exactly what qualifications you need to be an Amazon seller using private label in this video. Before we get started, go ahead and make sure that you have liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Amazon FBA content. And without further ado, let's jump right in. Now, this is a question I get asked every single day, multiple times a day, which is this idea around LLCs and whether or not you need one to become an Amazon seller. Well, I have great news for you. You do not need to have an LLC to sell your products on Amazon using private label. But before I get more into that, let me just explain what an LLC is for those of you who are unfamiliar, and then I'll talk a little bit more about how that pertains to your Amazon business. An LLC is an acronym for a limited liability company, and that is a business entity in the US. I know I have some viewers from other parts of the world, but it's specific to the US where it is a business that is outside of yourself. So this separate business entity takes the blame for anything that would go wrong legally with your business. What I mean by that is when you have an LLC that is separate from you as the individual, if there were something that happened with a customer, for example, and they wanted to sue you, if you were selling under an LLC, they would sue the LLC and the assets related to the LLC. For example, a business bank account that goes with the LLC would be at risk, right? Now, if you were selling as a sole proprietor where you, the individual, are your business and they were to sue you, the individual, then your personal assets would be at risk. For example, your personal bank accounts, your car, your house, if you have one. So there are certain things that they would be able to come after you as a sole proprietor that they would not be able to touch if you had an LLC. Now, I know that all sounds very scary. I can reassure you that in my almost 8 years of being an Amazon seller, I have never been sued. I've never even been sent a cease and desist related to my Amazon business. And it is not something that you should lose sleep over. Think about it realistically. If someone were to be injured, God forbid, using your product, they would be trying to sue Amazon, right? They're gonna go after who has the money to pay them out, not necessarily you as the individual. So realistically, you're not really putting yourself too much at risk, but it is something that theoretically could happen. What I encourage you to do is to sell products that are not dangerous, not hazardous, not, something that someone would injure themselves with, right? We're not selling samurai swords, we're selling baby bibs, okay? Things that are mild, things that, would be hard to hurt yourself with. So keep that in mind, and that is a big reason why having an LLC is not a requirement. It's not a necessity. Amazon does not make you get one prior to signing up for your Amazon seller account. Another reason why having an LLC right off of the bat when you're starting to sell on Amazon is unnecessary is the fact that it's going to cost you money. It costs money to file for your LLC. It costs money to maintain your LLC through your Secretary of State, and it is just a process to have to do it in the first place. So it's not really something that you need to stress yourself out about and take the time out to do in the beginning, because you don't even know whether or not you're going to want to stick with the business. So what's the point of forming an LLC specifically for the business that you're not 100% on just yet? What I think is a better approach is to find the product that you want to sell, get that product launched, make a little bit of money or a lot of money ideally, and then go and form your LLC. That way you have something legitimate, you have something that's worth protecting, because if you do right off the bat, you don't even have anything that's liable for anything. You don't have a business yet. So it's not really an important step. And I know that there is this huge misconception that you have to have an LLC to do business, to run a business, and it's simply not true. That's the reason why they have something called a sole proprietorship. You get to be the business yourself because a separate legal entity is not always necessary. So there's an alternative to that, which is selling as yourself. Now, this is what I did for my first year of being an Amazon seller. I made over $100,000 before I ever went and incorporated my business through an LLC. So trust me when I say you don't have to do it. It is something that can come as time goes on, much like this other thing that I'm about to talk to you about now. But before we move on to trademarks, let me just say this really quickly because it popped into my mind. Full disclaimer, I am not an accountant. I'm not a tax professional. This is just me speaking as somebody who runs a business. Is that when you have an LLC, you can also set up your business to be taxed a certain way, and that would be setting it up as an S Corp, for example. I have one of my businesses set up as an S Corp, and an S Corp is what allows you to pay yourself as an employee of your business, and sometimes that can have tax advantages. Again, I'm not going to get into the details. I'm not a professional, but that is another reason why you might want to have an LLC, but again, not something that you would do on day one right off of the bat. Launch your first product, and then you can look into the LLC. So the other legal term I wanted to talk about are trademarks. Trademarks are a very, very big deal in the world of business, in the world of marketing, in the world of branding, because trademarks trademarks protect brands by having legal protections over your assets. And the assets that would relate to a brand would be the brand name and also the logo. So these are things that you are not able to duplicate or replicate because it infringes on that protected trademark. For example, if I wanted to sell my own makeup, I could not call my makeup Fenty Beauty, right? Because there's already a Fenty Beauty. If I wanted to name it something else, let's say Fenty spelled backwards, I could do that because that one doesn't have a trademark on it, but Fenty does. So in order to check to see whether or not the brand name that you have in mind that you want to use for your Amazon business already has a trademark, what you're going to want to do is go to the uspto.gov website. When you go to uspto.gov, you're going to be able to do a search to see if there are any brand names or any logos that have the name that you are planning to use. Now, we're also living in the world of AI, so you could also probably pretty easily ask ChatGPT or Google Gemini or something like that whether or not there's a trademark for the specific name. Now, I can't speak to how accurate that would be, the way that I have always done it, and call me old-fashioned. I started this business, again, almost 8 years ago, so I'm used to doing things a certain way. But I do think that you're better off doing the search yourself or even hiring a freelancer off of Fiverr to look it up for you and make sure that your brand name is free and clear for you to use. What will happen if you are infringing on someone else's trademark is when you go to create your Amazon listing, it will either get flagged or suppressed, meaning you're not going to be able to sell your product, and or the brand, even if somehow they let you list it under that brand name, the brand will 100% reach out to you with a cease and desist or wanting to take legal action immediately. Your listing will get taken down, your Amazon account will be at risk, and it will be all bad. You don't want to take that risk whatsoever. So make sure that you're doing your due diligence, making sure that the name that you're using is unique enough that it does not infringe on anyone else's stuff. And if that's the case, you're going to be great and you can sell your product under your brand name. And at a certain point, you're going to probably want to protect your own brand name because it's going to become something that is known. It's going to be relevant to your customers, and you're going to want to make sure that nobody else tries to utilize your brand name or your logo, sell a knockoff of your branded items. So at that point, then you can look into filing for a trademark. Now, in relation to your Amazon FBA business, you do not need to have a trademark right off of the bat. It's very similar to the LLC, where it is something that you can get later on once you're a bit more established in your business, once you've launched a product and you are actually making money. You might think, well, someone else is going to steal my brand name. And the truth is, it is possible for someone else to go and trademark your brand name before you get a chance to. But at the end of the day, the odds of that happening are very, very slim because there is no recognition to your brand name. They have no reason to want to steal your brand name. It's not like it's Louis Vuitton or Dior or something that has a reputation behind it or any real value to the brand name. So is it possible that somebody could? Yes, it's possible. Is it likely? Not so much. And even if it is, you can go ahead and change one letter. You can alter it in some way to still be able to use it with just like a variation of what has been trademarked already. So again, it's not something worth you losing your sleep over. Pick your brand name, make sure no one else is using it, launch your product, make some money, and then go ahead and look into trademarking and, kind of getting things legitimized that way. And I will say this, the main reason that Amazon sellers even look into trademarking in the first place, of course, outside of protecting your brand name, is that there is a service through Amazon called Amazon Brand Registry, which will allow you to have extra perks as an Amazon seller. So that is one of the main reasons that people will even go through with getting the trademark so that they can qualify for an Amazon Brand Registry. What happens when you have brand registry is that you will be able to run certain types of ads that you cannot run without it. It gives you more legitimacy in certain ways on Amazon. You get extra services for support. You're able to add more content to your product listing on Amazon, enhanced brand content or A+ content, which, can make your listing look a little bit more like a website, a little bit more compelling because you can have even more graphs, more visuals, more ways to represent your brand and market your actual products. So that is one of the reasons people will do it. Amazon offers a service called the IP Accelerator Program, which basically will connect you with Amazon's in-house lawyers that can help you go ahead and file for your trademark. Does it cost a bit more money? Yes, it does. But will it be probably easier for you as a beginner to do it that way? Yes. But you can also hire someone, again, on Fiverr, Upwork, somebody else to do it for you. Sometimes tax people know how to file for trademarks. Accountants can do it most of the time. So it just depends on what you would like to do. You can even DIY it, honestly, using LegalZoom or Legal Shield. I'm not sure if I'm making up that name, but LegalZoom I know is one of them, where they can basically walk you through the process of DIYing your trademark yourself. So definitely lots of different options depending on your budget and your ability to kind of figure it out on your own. But those would be the two main questions I get asked asked as a little tiny bonus, patents, which I don't get asked about patents quite as often, but that's not really in our world when it comes to private label, because patents are related to unique inventions of products. So things that don't already exist that somebody is creating from scratch, that would be patented. It's very expensive. It takes a very long time to get approved for a patent. And that's just not the business model that we do. We do private label, where we sell products that are already being sold and purchased. We just make small changes. We customize the products, we differentiate the products, but in essence, they are not unique products that are invented. So you wouldn't even be able to get a patent on your private labeled product. Now, the only important thing to know when it comes to patents is that you cannot infringe on someone's patent, or if they have a patent pending, it's a little bit of a gray area. I would still stay away from it, because you never know when that official patent will come through, where they have complete rights to that invention that they have created. For example, think of something like the Scrub Daddy. Is it a sponge? Yes. Can you patent just a regular sponge? No. That's a very generic, broad product. But a certain type of sponge, where it has a unique mechanism or a unique utility or a unique design, then that is something that can get patented, and so you cannot duplicate that. You can make a different one, but you cannot do it the way that they do it, if that makes sense. And I speak more on starting your Amazon business and the right way to do it in my free training, so feel free to go ahead and check that out in the description of this video. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below in the comments. I will see you in the next video. Bye.